Good evening, everyone. Kelly Dunn along with Michael Williams. We want to update you on the breaking news we've been following since about 4 o'clock this afternoon. As it turns out, the threat is over at Palm Beach International Airport. The substance that was found aboard Southwest Flight 793 has been found to pose no threat to passengers.
137 passengers aboard that Southwest flight who had to be deplaned. They were bound, and we are told later tonight will be bound for Baltimore. Captain Julie keeping an eye on the scene for the last several hours with these exclusive pictures. She joins us live. Captain Julie?
Michael and Kelly, I can tell you that the last of the fire rescue units are just streaming out of the airport right now. All the HazMat area has been broken down. In fact, most of the Palm Beach Sheriff's officers that were here earlier has also left. You can see the airplane there being got ready for the passengers to board very shortly. We've noticed a lot of Southwest crews on the ground working around this airplane, which would give an indication that they are getting this plane ready to be airworthy again. We do have some video, I hope, that we can show you of officials from Southwest went out and spoke to the passengers that had been patiently waiting on the tarmac for several hours, and they allowed them to eventually go back into the terminal building. They had to walk up the staircase back into the building and be reunited with their family members that were inside the terminal building. So looks like everything is a go here at the airport. The airport was not affected by any of this activity here. In fact, they have been landing on 2 runways tonight despite this activity on the north side of the airport here. And as I said, fire rescue now left the scene. The all clear has been given. We're just awaiting this airplane to take off over to Baltimore tonight. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you. And if we can keep that live picture up for a moment. Thank you again, Captain Julie. As you look at the scene, now settled, Flight 793, we are told, is being released. As Captain Julie indicated, no one will be treated. Not all 137 passengers made it onto the flight. They staged a flight in sections, but the ones who did make it on board had to come off and sit on the tarmac for well over an hour, really closer to 2, I think. Patiently they waited because there was a concern that if the substance had been dangerous, it was not, that then there would have been some decontamination procedures to go through. But again, an inert substance. It'll be sent to the FBI for further analysis, but no danger from what they found. Captain Julie, thanks as we look at those live pictures.
And now we want to go on the phone to Elizabeth Pesco. She was one, or is one of the passengers on board Flight 793. Ms. Pesco, please describe what this whole experience was like.
Oh, it was for the most part, it was very boring. Most of my family was inside the terminal, and we were seated outside. My feeling is better to be safe than sorry, so I'm glad it's all over, and hopefully we'll get squared away for the night and get on our way in the morning.
Boring is good in this case, Elizabeth, and we're glad that you're able to say that. Had you actually made it onto the aircraft and then had to deplane?
Yes, I was on the aircraft and waiting for the rest of my family to join me. But all we did was wave through the windows. We were able to see each other.
And how? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. How were you alerted that something was happening? Was it told to all of the passengers that a quote-unquote suspicious substance had been found? What was told to you all?
Yes, the pilot, at first I realized something was wrong because they discontinued the boarding, but then the flight attendant mentioned that there was a problem, and then the pilot also came out and said that there was a substance that had been found, and they wanted to check it out. And everybody was very calm about it. I didn't think anybody was that upset.
And very briefly, Elizabeth, did they say where the substance was found on the aircraft, or did they really? It
was found in the rear lavatory, and from what I understood, it came out of the dispenser. Now, I don't know whether it was the soap dispenser, that we didn't hear any clarification after that once they had us leave the plane.
But you are going to be on your way to Baltimore, correct?
Tomorrow. Tomorrow. We're set for a flight tomorrow. And then back on to Connecticut. But you can imagine what it's like over at the gate right now. People are trying to make further arrangements.
Well, we wish you luck on the rest of your journey. And that
thank you.
That was quite a delay leaving Palm Beach International.
But it all ended out well. So I'm thankful for that, and thank you.
She's got the right attitude. Elizabeth Pesco, thank you very much for joining us and telling us about this.
And now we are joined by News Channel 5's Ashley Walters, who's been monitoring the situation all afternoon and evening long. Ashley, what can you tell us from your vantage point?
Well, just in the last couple of minutes here, we've seen a whole chain of HazMat vehicles actually exit, and also fire rescue first responder vehicles all exit the airport and drive away. So none of them had on emergency lights, as you can imagine, because it sounds like everything is okay. The substance was determined not to be a threat. So the scene looks like it's starting to clear and things are coming out. We're actually hopeful that we can get some sound and some new information to share with you tonight on our evening shows. We actually do have a firefighter standing by with more details. But again, we've seen numerous first responder vehicles actually exiting. We have seen aircraft coming and going all evening, so it looks like other air travel has not been interrupted.
Ashley Walters, thank you for remaining on scene and giving us the very latest over the last several hours. Again, Flight 793, no danger. Passengers will be on their way. We're going to try and clarify. There's been alternating reports that this plane would be reboarded by the passengers and head to Baltimore, but you heard a passenger say she's rebooked for tomorrow. We'll try and get clarification on that for you. But the good news and the important news, no danger aboard Flight 793, a suspicious substance found to be inert. No threat.
We will have an update on the Fox 10 o'clock news, also News Channel 5 at 11, and as always on WPTV.com. Thank you for joining us.